when I was a kid, I wasn't diagnosed properly. I was misdiagnosed, so I didn't really get the proper support for autism growing up, and that made school a challenge. A lot of the times I would be in the classroom and I would get really overstimulated. What really flipped the switch for me was I ended up getting proper support. My new case manager ended up meeting me and was like, "Why aren't you diagnosed with autism?" after like knowing me for a short while. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't know what she meant. And it took some time, but she ended up getting like me diagnosed and like, hey, these are all signs of high functioning autism, also known as Asperger Syndrome or level 1 autism. And that was like a real life-changing moment for me, getting the proper diagnosis, and everything kind of clicked at that point. I looked back and was like, you know, this makes a lot of sense why I reacted this way, or why I felt this way, or why I think this way. The big thing is using my detail orientation in my passion, which is photography, has made a big impact. That has been my biggest coping skill, is my photography work. I've done live music photography for a few years and have had a lot of great opportunities with that. And I would say that helped me really understand my diagnosis more too, paying attention to all those little details that I see. Finding out I was going to be a dad right before entering college was a huge change in the way I thought, in the way I wanted to approach school, in the way I looked at how I carried myself in school, and just every way I looked at things. Being about to be a parent can do that to you. It can really change your thought process on everything. But one of the things I told myself is, you know, I'm going to school for her. It's not like this is just a me thing now. My daughter Eliza is one of my biggest motivations in school. It's why I'm able to do a lot of things I do, a lot of the change I want to make. The one thing that keeps me going when things get overwhelming is my daughter's smile. That is the biggest source of inspiration. After a really hard week at school, I come home on Friday and I see my daughter and her smile and her giggle. That is just the biggest source of motivation I could ask for. She keeps me going in ways that I never would have thought possible. And hopefully in 2 years I'll graduate, when I never thought that was something that was really possible for me to begin with my disability. It's just an unbeatable feeling to be able to accomplish something you never would have thought possible for yourself.